Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So my name is Paul Gomes, and today we're going to be talking about career change, specifically moving into Salesforce. Okay, so I've been working on Salesforce since 2012 across different countries and also across different companies, most of which related to technology. Okay, so the objective of today is just to give you a quick one on what is it that you should consider, okay, if you're looking actually to change career to, I would say, most likely the hottest platform out there. Okay, let's go into it. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about some of the secrets. Okay, what is it that you should consider? Okay, in a high level, and then another one a bit more into detail. Okay, so to start from, Salesforce is a CRM platform. Okay, brilliant, but it's much more than that. Okay, so it's a platform that started to grow quite a lot. Okay, and as you are, I'm not sure if you are aware or not, but if we look into the software landscape, CRM is the solution that has the fastest growth, okay? And it's also the solution that has more demand across different providers and even companies and partners, okay? So without further ado, let's go a bit more into detail. So what is it that you should consider when you're looking to go into Salesforce? Okay, so first and foremost, you should think that you're gonna take roughly 1 year to learn Salesforce. Okay, it will depend on several variables. Okay, it will depend on the projects that you are working on. It will depend if you are doing on your own. So some people take 6 months to learn, others would take roughly 1 year. So I would put 1 year and with 2 hours more or less of hands-on experience across Salesforce. Okay, then leverage your previous experience and knowledge. Why? Because Salesforce is quite wide. Okay, and within Salesforce you have different clouds. Okay, so we have marketing cloud, you have sales cloud, you have service cloud, you have partners community, you have different solutions such as Roku. You also have, of course, the development part of Salesforce. So Salesforce is quite wide. You also have BI, advanced analytics. So it's a very powerful platform. Okay. So what I would say is leverage your previous experience and knowledge. Like for instance, if you're coming from a marketing background, or if you are used to give training, or if, for instance, if you're coming from a sales background, what I would say is jump into Salesforce and focus. For instance, if you're coming then from the marketing side, go into Marketing Cloud or Pardot, okay, the B2C and the B2B solution. If you're coming from sales, I would say jump into the Sales Cloud, okay, so that you can then leverage your experience on sales and you can mix that with technology and thinking solutions. Then, if you're coming from a training background, you can know more about Salesforce, different clouds, and know how to give proper training on Salesforce. Okay, there's loads of different perspectives and dimensions that you can take a look at. Also, consider demand versus resources. What does that mean? It means that yes, of course, it's quite wide. Salesforce is very big, but you're gonna have certain areas that have more demand than others. Okay, but also you're gonna find certain areas that have demand, have low resources, certain areas that have demand but have growing resources. So you need to take that into consideration. Like for instance, I'm gonna give you an example. So Marketing Cloud has it's growing, okay, but does not have loads of resources. So for those that are quite good at Marketing Cloud, it will be easier, let's say, to find a job. So on the other side, for instance, you're going to have Sales Cloud, and if you look at the resources side, Sales Cloud most likely is the cloud with more demand, but also is the cloud with more people that are expert on. Okay, but still a very good place to start in order to actually land the job. And then lastly, I'll say you should consider get certifications on Salesforce. Okay, I'll say a minimum of 3 to 5 certifications for you to be at the place where you can actually set yourself apart from the rest. And if you combine this with experience and knowledge, then you are at a good place. Okay, let's go a bit more then into detail. So imagine, I'm guessing that you are fairly new to Salesforce, or you already know a bit more about Salesforce and you are looking to know a bit more. Okay, so what is it that I would say that you should take into consideration? First, Salesforce is quite wide. Okay, so it goes from sales, service, and marketing, like say the core, but then it covers Commerce Cloud, it covers Heroku, it covers MuleSoft, Tableau, and for instance, also Einstein Analytics. So it covers different parts. So what I would say is take that into consideration first before you jump and try to cover everything, because it's almost impossible to do so. Okay. With that in mind, take a look at Trailhead. So Trailhead is a platform owned, let's say, by Salesforce. It's the platform where you can learn Salesforce from scratch. It's a gamification platform. You can learn a lot with Trailhead. It's a platform that allows you to earn badges, points. It allows you to be more connected to the releases of Salesforce, current ones and also previous releases. Okay. Let's talk money and evolution, okay, on my next video, not on this one, okay, because for now we already have loads to talk about. Then the next point that I would underline is the Trailblazer community, aka hashtag Ohana. Okay, the Trailblazer community is very, very strong. Okay, I started in 2012. It grew a lot. So since then, right now it's a very big community, let's say, but also it's a community that is made of very cool people, the MVPs, but also is composed of people that are, let's say, not so often, let's say, on the platform, but are people that are actually with loads of experience in terms of projects, different solutions, covering different parts of the business, so that they are also there to help. Okay, so I would leverage that, and I will take a look into the Trailblazer community. The other thing is, if you want to know more about Salesforce, check out the local Salesforce user group. Okay, you can go there and people will teach you different topics around Salesforce, and you're gonna, of course, have the availability of different skill sets, but also you're going to have the chance to actually to raise any questions that come across your mind. So the other thing that I would say, it's a must. It's actually the Salesforce events. Okay, so you have Dreamforce. Okay, the biggest Salesforce event globally, takes place once a year. But apart from that, you have others. Okay, World Tour. Okay, so World Tour, normally here in Europe, you can go, for instance, to London, or you can go to Amsterdam, and you can get a glimpse into a kind of a mini Dreamforce that is the World Tour. Okay, then Basecamp. This exists in most of the big cities, okay, where you can also take, let's say, a hands-on experience and raise questions with regards to Salesforce. It's a smaller event, so but it's available in most cities, I'll say. And also take a look into community events, okay? The community has grown so much that it started to create their own events. Okay, those are really, really interesting as well. Then the other thing is get your dev sandbox. Okay, what is this about? So on Salesforce is so unique for several things. Okay, one of those is the ability for you to get access to your own developer sandbox. So a sandbox is the environment of Salesforce that allows you for practice. Okay, you can order one online, you can ask for one online, and then Salesforce will provide you with a developer sandbox, which is quite interesting and important for you and handy for you to actually to practice Salesforce. In the cloud, you can use your mobile, your tablet, your laptop, whatever. You just need to have a connection to the internet to get access to your sandbox. Okay, there you can try new solutions, try code if you are more into code, think business. So it's quite interesting. I must have, I would say. Then consider what are the, let's say, the certifications that are more in demand. Currently, I would say that without a shadow of the doubt, you have Marketing Cloud, Service Cloud, and Sales Cloud is the one that has more demand. Okay. So if you want to look to a certification, if you want to look to where to grow, take into consideration those. But what I would say, don't only look at those because those are the ones that actually have more demand now. Take a look more towards the future and take a look towards your own experience and background. Let me give you an example. So like, for instance, if you are someone that actually is working on data and integration, I would seriously advise you to go into MuleSoft. Okay, is growing in terms of demand, but has very few resources. Meaning by resources, I'm talking about people that actually are knowledgeable around MuleSoft. So I would say consider that as well. Okay, troubleshooting. Yes, go into the mud. Okay, immerse yourself on problems that are coming from the users. Some of them are going to be easy to solve, others are very complex. Either way, what you're going to do is you're going to learn a lot. Okay, I've done troubleshooting roughly for 3 years. Okay, in Salesforce, and I've learned a lot. Okay, the other thing that you should consider as well are Salesforce courses. Okay, so just talking about as an example of Admin 201, that I think it's fairly a good course for someone that wants to start, okay, to know more about Salesforce. Is it that we should consider a course in Salesforce a must-have? No, but it will definitely give you an edge. Okay, you have different courses around Salesforce. So you have essential for new admin, so Admin 201. You have courses for instance, MuleSoft. You have for e-commerce, Marketing Cloud, Service Cloud. You have different courses. Okay, so take a look into those as well. Then, what I would say, reach out to people. Okay, like myself or like others. Okay, just reach out. Most of us are really open and really ready to help as much as possible. Okay. Then the other thing that I would say that you should consider is Salesforce certifications. Okay. Once more, take a look into the market, the demand, your knowledge, and past experience as well. Okay. And look at this circle of all the solutions that are available within Salesforce and decide which of those are actually the one that fit you best. Okay. Then lastly, I'll say go for a specific track. Okay. I would say that you're going to have more tracks, but I would underline four: the admin, the consultant, the developer, and the architect. Okay. The admin is the one that most likely has more people working on it. Okay. Therefore, is more saturated, let's put it like that. But you're gonna always find a job for a good admin. Okay. Then you're gonna have consultant track. Consultant is more for those that actually are more of an hybrid role. Okay, that can think tech. Okay, but at the same thing business. Okay, and they are able to combine both of those areas. Let's say. Then the developer for those that like code, like Apex, Visual Force, like more edgy and complex things, I would say go for the developer. And then one of the areas that has more demand is the architect. Okay, those that actually put the things together. The Salesforce architect is one of the most difficult tracks, I would say, but also those that have more and more demand. Okay, so just to give you kind of a high level understanding of that, what is it that I'm referring to? Some years ago, in terms of having certified architects, the number was below 200. Okay, globally speaking. Okay, so if you think that every big project should have a Salesforce architect, more or less, you can take that into consideration as how hot is that job. Okay. So that's it, guys. Hopefully this was an interesting session. Feel free to give it a thumbs up. Okay, this is how YouTube knows that you are looking for this kind of topics. It's important for me so that I understand that this is interesting for you guys as well. And subscribe. I'm going to be talking about more things with regards to career shifts, and I'm going to be covering more interesting topics with regards into Salesforce. Okay, and that's it. Take care. Okay, cheers. Bye. Bye. Bye.